I think everybody saw the 18-person indictment that was issued upon the Rolling 60s, specifically Big U.
He has maintained the image of an entertainment industry entrepreneur running a music label and of somebody who gives back to the community here in Los Angeles. The facts alleged in the complaint paint a very different picture.
You as double OG from Nicholas and Gardens, Watts, what did you make of this, the Rolling 60s Rico?
Well, first and foremost out there in TV land, it's a door opener as a lesson to all. And if you young niggas from young and old and quote unquote gangsters, killers, headbusters, whatever you want to categorize yourself in right about now, are not taking heed and learning from this, then you'll be next up. However, we're living in a world now where it's digitized. Me, the reason why I'm able to survive and I'm going to surpass in the survival of this digital world is because A1, I'm a great listener. 2, I'm a learner. 3, I was a born leader. My daddy gave me these genes. My hood didn't give them to me. I earned them in my hood. My daddy gave them to me as a man. See, before I became a bounty hunter, I became a man first. That's foremost for anything. That should be for all of us. You got to be a man first before your gang, for any nigga could tell you, hey, you do this, you do that, then you're not a man. So this is why a lot of dudes can't make their own decisions. So this RICO Act itself is, I wouldn't sit here and take the time and the elements to just bash Big U or bash him upside the head. Like a whole lot of people gonna take advantage of these moments because now he gone. He gonna be gone for the rest of his life. Because for me.
Welcome to another episode, everyone. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. And this is of course, Bounty Hunter BJ, OG Blood member, speaking on the Big U indictment. And as you just heard, he said Big U is going to get life in prison. I only saw a bit of this interview, but I believe he's about to break down why he believes Big U is going to get life. And so, as you just heard him say, he said he's not going to bash Big U. Nevertheless, he's about to go into a bit of detail about, I suppose, why he believes Big U is going to get life. But he just gave all of the youngsters in the street a warning to stay out of the street or you will be next in these sort of predicaments and indictments. And it's true. They're coming down hard on everyone. But let's continue.
Me, that's coward shit. And then me knowing myself and...
This is Real Tune TV, as you can see. Shout out to Real Tune TV.
Having the presence and being in his present beings on numerous occasions that if I had any problem against this man or had anything that I had to say, whether it was me and my crew, him and his crew, I had the opportunity to do them then, say anything I want to say then. So I wouldn't sit here and discredit him, man. What I'm going to do is give you my professional opinion as an activist from the streets and coming from the hood once upon a time and being from them eras of the gang culture and things of that nature, the violations of individuals placing themselves in these positions. You can't blame nobody, because we all, at some point, especially when you're placed in a position of power, you have this dark side. So we all know about the dark side at some point. Some of us have a dark side where, me personally, my dark side is past tense. There's no way I'm gonna allow the leakage of my dark side to be an interference of me seeing the cloud of clearness in which I'm living now today. That's backwards. I might as well be back in my hood on the block with my money, my richness, my success, and feeding my homies negativity, playing the role, and then come back over here with the white folks and get these checks and play the role. Like I'm about to be, congratulated and postmarked. I mean, not postmarked, but post photoed come this Friday, by the city. by the city council and assemblyman of 64th district and the city of my city council and my city of Watts, for my direction and my true advocacy as a real activist for my community to push that line and save lives for 12 years. It wasn't documented from us. We didn't get that credit. And although I still was there consistently, but I was in the streets. I was devoted to my activists as far as the community of Watts, but behind Watts, nigga, it was bounty hunter. I was still in them streets, getting my money, b-boying and hunting like a motherfucker. So this is why I say where the mixture comes in at, where it comes to a cutoff line and cutoff point in your life where you have to take the sincerity of saying, all right, I did this, I did enough of this, and I did that. Enough is enough. I'm really gonna devote myself to this. So it's like, this is where it leads to the dark side. So you can't mix the dark with the light, too. And unfortunately, this is what happened with the homie, you know what I'm saying, me, Big U, and him allowing himself to be caught up in the mixture of the dark and the light. Because when you speak on the light, yes, it's a whole lot of greatness that this man have done for his community, for the youngins, his sons, his son being involved in the football league with the Chargers and stuff. That's big. That's big. That's like super, super big to even know that, to gravitate to that level or something like that and have that goal set and then achieve it. So that's the light that I'm talking about as far as the goodness and the light. And then over here, you got the dark. You got these old young, big mouth young niggas over here don't know better, but they fascinated and truly, truly fascinated behind the leadership and the pointee of what's being drawn to them. So all you got to do is do this. Wind them up in the back and go. And you feel me? And this is what we're seeing. But now, seeing this, you're going to see shit unfold. You're about to see who going to hold their cup of water, man, like this juice I'm sipping on.
Not many in this day and age is going to hold their cup in water. And so I would agree thus far with Bonnie Hanna BJ. At the end of the day, I mean, I don't know Big U or know Big U personally or whatever, but he's indicating that Big U was straddling the fence, that he was being nice and being good over here with the white folks and, getting money for these programs and what have you, but still was dirty behind the scenes, still had his hands in the street, having people check in and whatever else, involved in whatever people believe that he was involved in. And that he's saying essentially that you cannot straddle the fence, that he was doing the same thing at one juncture when he was receiving aid and accolades from city councilmen and such for doing work in the community, but he still was getting his hands dirty behind the scenes, as some of these individuals have a propensity to do. Nevertheless, he eventually cleaned himself up, did Bonnie Hanna BJ, and turned the corner all the way and said, I'm done with this dirty stuff behind the scenes. And he's indicating that Big U should have done the same thing, that it gets to a point in your life when you get older, you've already done all of this, you've already been a gang member for however long, you've already called shots, you've already strong-armed people, now you're getting your money up and you can do it legally, now you can leave all that stuff behind. At some point, you have to move out of state, whatever, just turn your life around and sincerely say, I'm done with this. Because if not, then for one, you're being a hypocrite, acting like you're helping the community if you're really not. I'm not singling out Big U here. I don't know what he was doing personally. I'm just hearing everything everyone else is hearing as we go along. And again, I don't know the man personally. So whomever is doing that is being hypocritical. You have to make a decision. There's no straddling the fence. You can't be on the dark side and the light side. You can't do bad and do good. Make a decision. Who are you and what are you going to do? Are you going to be an asset and a contribution to the community, to society, and humanity as a whole? Or are you going to be a detriment? There's nothing worse than pretending to be one thing and the behind the scenes, really you're being something else. Oh, nothing worse than a hypocrite.
You gonna hold that cup or you gonna let it spill? It's only two things you got in this situation. And see, when you dealing with them alphabetic men, when the alphabet men come, they come. And it ain't no play, Toad. 98% conviction rate, bruh. 98%. And it's just sad how the internet will go in to me, oh, you know, they gonna beat this, and what if they beat this and they gonna be, ain't no what if shit. The deals on the table off top is anywhere between 10, 15, 20 off top. That's to get you fired up and let you know we ain't fucking around. You go to trial, we taking your life from you. Now, what do you want to do? You can either cooperate and make us an album, or you can take this prelim deal right here. Plea out on your shit, what you done, what you participate on, because we got you on all these wiretaps. You can say, yeah, that's me. I did that. Yeah, I said that, man. Yeah, fuck it. Give me my 25 years, man. Or you gonna cooperate. It's either or. Ain't no in between, man. It's a fucked up situation. I hate to say it like that, TV land, but you know me. It's ROE, man, uncut, raw, riveting, for the people, by the people, to the
Yeah, it is indeed a very bad predicament to be in, a RICO Act and dealing with the feds. Indeed, as BJ Bonnie Hanna here just alluded to, they have, I didn't know that it was a 98% conviction rate, but I'm not surprised, wouldn't be surprised if that's exactly what it is. I know that it is extremely high, their conviction rate, because the feds, as many of us know, will wait for years, build their case up for years, let you do whatever it is that you're doing and think that you're getting away with it, living in life, living in your mansion, raking in millions of dollars a month. And they'll let you go ahead and do that for some time as they follow you and watch you and build their case, because they want to make sure when they come and get you, you're not getting out of it. Once they come and get you, they feel like they got you. And oftentimes they do, because they waited for some time to build their case. They didn't just jump the gun. There are no technicalities once they come and get you. That doesn't mean that Big U or whoever else in this predicament cannot get out of it and will not get out of it, and other people in this same similar situation as Big U has not gotten out of that situation. You know, we're human and things happen. Of course, you can beat a case, fed or not, and come home. Anyone can. Generally speaking, however, it's rare that it's going to happen like that. Again, once the feds get their hands on you, it's hard to get out of their grasp. So it can happen. I don't know all of the particulars with the case with Big U and whatever, the RICO. I'm not here to litigate the case. I just know once they come and get you, they trying to split you open. So we'll see what happens with the case. But these are serious charges that he's faced with.
people, man.
You know, Cappuccino. So earlier when you were talking, you said he wouldn't be getting out. What makes you so sure of that statement? Because the law says innocent until proven guilty.
And you're absolutely right. But just being a former street guy, coming from that lifestyle, once living that particular lifestyle, and knowing the rules and regulations of it, and knowing how the jurisdictional system get down and how they play, chances are that's why my prediction is that way. Hopefully it's not that. I mean, but you got to think about it. We're talking about guys over 45 to 50 years old caught up in indictments. 25 to 30 years of their life, that's the expectation of a black man's life at an elderly age anyway. So that means 70, 80, we supposed to be clocked out and checked out at some point, as they say. My predictions, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that number. I'm gonna outlive that number. I'm gonna go out like The Godfather in my big old garden shit, old as hell, watching my grandbabies outside or something, or out there fucking my pets or my damn livestock or something, man. Old, truly old, because that's gonna be the blessings that God gonna give to me. So that's just my prediction, coming from the streets and knowing the jurisdictional system and knowing their rules. That's why I say chances are they may take his life from me. And you got to understand, we're not talking about petty crimes. We're not talking about petty charges. There are allegedly charges, but these allegedly charges what people don't want to swallow and accept these are fact charges. When I say fact, F-A-C-T, fact, meaning they got them or they wouldn't be charging them this shit. They're not going to charge and waste hundreds of millions of dollars of federal money to try to prosecute on a humbug. They doing this shit because they say, all right, enough is enough. Let's go. We've been on this shit for a few years now. We got everything and something we need. We could have waited another 2 years. We still was going to win. So this is why my prediction is the way it is. It's all bad, man, and it's...
Well, I mean, they certainly waited for a while, before they filed these charges, before they came and got Big U. They've been watching for a while, and I suppose building their case, building their indictment. And again, he's basing his assertion that Big U is cooked, that he is never coming home, that he is getting life in the feds, or going to be 80 years old or whatever. It's going to amount to life in there. He's basing this on the conviction rate of the feds and what he says, as he knows to be being a former street individual, that the feds do not come and get you until he believes that they got Big U dead to rights. This is what it sounds like here. He believes that the feds have a strong case on him. Now, we know that the feds just came with a superseding indictment as it relates to Big U to supplement the charges that they already possessed against him. And some people believe that the feds came with a superseding indictment because in order to strengthen their case against Big U, because perhaps they do not have him dead to rights. They do not have all of the evidence against him that people assuming they do. That perhaps he does have a chance to beat the case. And the feds could be perhaps nervous, shaken by the whole potential of Big U somehow slithering out of the situation. And so to further their cause, further their case, strengthen their case, buttress their case, they said, let's come with a superseding indictment, come with these phone taps, and with him threatening to knock out Whack 100. And, whatever, perhaps he was in on the Nipsey Hussle, said all this stuff that superseding indictment alleged. But, so I don't know. Because why did the feds come with that all of a sudden? How long has Big U been in there and they come with the superseding indictment? Is it because they think that their case is a little bit shaky? I don't know. I mean, as he alluded to, they do have a extremely high conviction rate. Nevertheless, it is something to ponder because it's just all of a sudden they came with this superseding indictment. So I'm not so sure. I know, again, we'll have to see how it all plays out. It'll be playing out. It's going to get more intense soon with trials and more revelations, Big U filing motions and all of this to have individuals exposed who are speaking on his case or snitching on the case. So we'll see. There's still time, but it's all playing out. But I'm not so sure he's just so cooked yet. Maybe though, but we'll see.
Bad because, like I said, at some point in our lives, man, as men, bro, we got to know how to just really, really take that accountability and that leap and really man up and take that real transition of change and say, okay, I'm out the game. When I say I'm out the game, I'm really out the game, meaning you're really retired. You don't do nothing illegal, nothing illegitimate, nothing is going to jeopardize your freedom as an entrepreneur and a CEO who merged over from the streets as a factor and became a factor in the corporate world. Hell no, man. I learned that shit in the game, and I'm glad I did. And what I mean by that tune was my blackball experience, being blackmailed and, being blackballed in certain areas because of my temperament and me putting hands on individuals and, whooping on producers and directors and artists and actors and shit in the game, man. Coming in the game with that temperament. And I was like, no, I won't never grow to achieve goals that I'm putting before myself or have any form of success if I don't revamp my characteristics, bro, because this ain't what I got in the game for. If I'm gonna do this, I might as well go on a flip and take this shit to the streets. So I had to make those choices. You know what I'm saying? You can't be half in and half out. It's either this is what you really want to do or this ain't what. So this is why I gave up my crown as one of the main to go to activists in Watts coming up out the Nixon Garden, because a lot of my people knew I spoke the truth. And I'm going to speak from the heart, from my people for real. Or I ain't finna speak on it. So I ain't gonna lie like a lot of these fake ass activists and shit doing. I ain't gonna sit here and knowing they just paid me $400,000. I got a check right now for $400. Me, my kids, my sisters, my siblings, we finna eat. But I'm finna come out here and lie to the public. Man, I ain't doing that shit. I got too much heart and pride and loyalty within myself and from my hood. I wouldn't do that shit. It became a problem. I became a threat. Now they talking about me behind my back under closed doors behind the meeting. So now when the meetings has been held, make sure he don't come or he don't know about the meeting or they'll throw the date off. I went through all that shit in the days during the Peachtree eras to where I said, man, you know what? That's when I got involved into having an epiphany of I can do this film shit and make a set career for myself. I can do this music and make a set career for myself. So I transitioned. And I let the activist world go. But I did it for 12 years of my life, 12 straight consecutive years, bro, putting it down, smashing it. And cats wasn't doing nothing but stealing from the communities, stealing from our own people. So I walked away from the shit. And they still doing it right now today. And this is why we in the worst situation now, because what this does is this indictment.
Well, I already know what he's about to say. I already know what he's about to say. I'm assuming, I suppose, with the indictment, it's going to hurt the chances even more of, people getting donations and all of this to help the community start these programs or whatever, or people believing that it's authentic and not some sort of scam by the individual who has started the so-called nonprofit or whatever. With this indictment, with what is being alleged in the indictment, which is that Big U misappropriated the funds that was given to him for his program. But I get what he's saying as well. Nevertheless, it is on the community to call these individuals out. If you're receiving grants, money, or what have you, that is supposed to go toward helping the youth or whomever in the community for whatever it is that they need help with, and you are not doing that, and we know this, then we need to run their ass out of the community. Now, man, that's it. By any means necessary, you got to go. You're going to go this way or that way. You got it, It's simple, man.
Trickles down now and it brings conflict. See, I told y'all, don't get them mother money. They ain't nothing but hardened criminals. They gonna put on a suit and fake on us, Johnny. Don't give them no damn money. So now anybody who really got righteous, good means, who have a nonprofit organization, who's a good activist, who really got good means for their community or for the people, man, you gonna have to probably die and almost commit suicide to get some money now because they talking about cutting federal grants, cutting state grants, cutting money for these type of things, for gang interventions, substance interventions, the things that we need. But the most primary things that we need in our communities, that's communities globally, not just my hood and Nixon, just Watts, the JDs, PJs, the Haitianas, Watts, period, globally, is to bring back the after school curricular programs, man. Bring back the trade programs in our schools, junior high school, elementary, and high school. Bring back the fact that these sheriffs, all the money they used to get, and re-facilitate the money back to the communities for our sons, our kids to be able to play football, baseball, basketball leagues. And all we had to do as parents, pay for their physical. Now, if you couldn't pay $50 or $35 for your child's physical, you just a sorry parent. But that's the method we need to get back to, man. Straight up. Now, I don't know if I took you off a limb with that one, but it's just pure facts, too.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. We need to get back to something to help the youth occupy themselves, occupy their minds, and redirect their energy into something positive. That's for certain. But there you have it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Bonnie Hunter BJ. Shout out to Bonnie Hunter BJ and Real Tune TV. And he believes, as you just heard, that Big U is cooked. That's it. Just to cut it short, he believes Big U is cooked. That the feds came and got him, that they would not have come and got him unless they had him dead to rights, knowing what he knows about the feds with their conviction rate and such. And, he also made mention of Big U, to paraphrase, straddling the fence, being positive and getting money in the right way or what have you over here, but still getting his hands dirty and being involved in gang and street politics over there. And that the two cannot coexist, that you have to find one side. So he believes and stick to that. He believes that perhaps this was, this is what led to Big U's downfall and indictment. What do you all think? I'm curious to know. Case, the saga continues with the Big U situation. We'll see how it all ends. But and again, anyone can get out of any situation. But generally speaking, yes, it's hard to get out of indictments, a RICO, orchestrated, administered, exercised, and executed by the feds. It's hard. But it doesn't mean that, it's not impossible. It's just improbable. We'll see. Perhaps Big U has a plan to work his way out of here. I'm sure he does. But we'll see how it concludes. Stay safe and stay free, people.